everybody. Hope you're all doing good. Another video. We're going to start here. And although this isn't all the best rock, I think it's going to make a good point. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. There's some weird sand pockets here. All kinds of fun. We're going to see what it's hiding. Looks pretty nice and fine grained to me. A couple little weird spots in here. By that I mean this stuff, sandy pockets here. Work through those, try to conserve as much length as possible. Really pretty stuff in there. We know the point tip's got to be around here because this is still a concave area. Got some sand and mud and dirt and whatever in it. Flaking good. Flaking really good, Ma. There's a weird little old break is what I would call it there. So I just had to knock that off real quick. Bring this little sharp edge down a little. And I'm going to bring it back with this to give it a little bit of structure. And the idea is if this side's flaking good, we're working towards the better side. So, and it's definitely flaking good. That just cleared all the way to the other side. Let's space that out some and come up in here for that next hit. There we go. Now let's space it out again. Come up in here for that next hit. By spacing that out, it's helping you. So just don't run right up on your previous flake. Mess with these little dulces later. I like getting the edge down there and then grinding it back up. It seems to work pretty good most of the time. Now we don't know where this is going to go. It might terminate here. It might carry all the way through this sand pocket. It just depends how solid that rock hits when I get a hold of it. Felt really solid. Look at that. I mean, we just open that up like a can of worms, right? Can't ask for much better than that. We got closer to our little cavity here, which doesn't go all the way through. We basically thin that whole side. I want to throw this like a ninja star or something. Nice. All right, now it's tempting to take a hit here, but we want to move down some and take our hit. Even if we have to prep that a little by just doing this. Because we really like to conserve this piece and we don't want to break it in half. And if we start shooting this angle, that angle, every other angle, we got a whole lot better chance that we're going to break it rather than us saving it. Okay, we went right across that little sandy divot on the other side. This is very clear this needs to come off, so we could just tap it off. All right, bringing this baby down to size. go ahead and hit one off of here. Now again, we're not going with the line, we're going straight. That did not do what I wanted. Where's the grinder? Maybe we're just not, I do need to hit this, maybe we're just not flat enough to overcome that hump yet. We'll see. That helped us a little bit. There we go. Now we were able to peel that knife blade right off of there, that ridge. Slowly our ridge is becoming less and less, which is a good thing. Yeah. This side's gonna be moving this way, so that's fine. We'll just go ahead and do it. It's gonna help isolate this other area. Right here. Because we still want to take this rough spot off. Might as well take that all the way to the end down here. So let's do that. Okay, a little stall there. That worked out though. Came right up behind there and we still got that off. That'll come off. Only a matter of time. All right, we do this. So just tap that end right off. And then we're all the way around. Let's start working on this. It kind of flattened out. Not exactly what I was going for. I think we can still take one right here fairly easily. There we go. Thin that out a little bit. All right, and then we're gonna start looking at the next spots, which are gonna follow these ridges. And we just gotta keep working back and forth until we get past this. So there's gonna be a nice hit, nice. Let's go ahead and start here. This looks for our next one. I'm gonna go here now. I do need to beef it up a little more. I'm gonna go right there. Now that one hit my ankle. I'm gonna have a bleeder. We really cleared that face good though. That was a good thing. Could do the same thing over here. If we want to just go ahead and start getting symmetrical. Bring this face to this side. We just continue. And we're going to follow this, this, and this. I'm not trying to lose width, but we did just take hits off that whole other side. So we're basically just taking the that thin edge off. All right. got a delta here, a little delta here. I'm gonna knock this off. Closer to the front, so I'll just do that one first. Alright, still napping, still got this cavity here. We're trying to get past that. I want to nap too thin here. I'm going to be dealing with that coming through. So, we're getting there. Let's another one here. So funny. Look at that freaking cortex in here. Well, we don't have much left, so we really do need to remove some stuff from here. This is gonna work. That's fine. Go like this. Still have a whole lot of width, so let's go ahead and just make a move that way. The whole edge. Already doing pretty good. Width-wise. Shape-wise. Alright. Definitely drop the edge to this side. Our attack from here. Yeah, from here. And then we're going to just try to thin that whole face into that cortex. Little hiccup there, but we're going to work around that and try to blast that off. So, here goes nothing. Ooh, that was not a good start. That was, though. Alright, got all the way out to here. Let's do this one. That was nice. Overshot right here. Really thin that out. You saw this little goober. But you know, honestly, it looks like it's under what I'm going to hit here. Let me hit it. Another one of these. I think I can undercut it. Yeah. Undercut that sucker. Alright, that's nice. Now we know we can take a hit back here. Got a little weird flakage there. not too worried about it. Nice. Still got this guy on this side too. Okay. Either way, we got a big blade coming out. It's nice. Can't complain too much. Hit this little piece here. There we go. Gonna hit this. Still eating into that little spot. That was nice. I honestly think if I get the tip here a little thinner, I can go ahead and hit one across here, and I might get close to knocking that off. So let me see here. Careful around the tip. Alright. Still got this goober here, but we're getting through it. Finish point will probably be like that. Honestly, might as well take care of this little cement tip right now because it's not gonna be in there. Face is definitely still a little chunky. Let me take a couple hits down here. Oh, that's nice. That peeled it all the way up there in a good way. Do the same thing going back down. Nice. Yeah. What's up with that? We'll mess with that in a minute. I think this is the hit, though. That's what we're going for, right there in the middle. Good. Feels strong now. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, still made it right over to that spot. Well, we had some strength in the piece. Some thickness. Sounds like a turkey in my backyard is getting attacked by another turkey. I don't know if you can hear that, but that is the sound of a female turkey losing a battle. Got this ugly little sucker off the end, which is just a miracle. Nice. Go away, concrete. Still getting down to a good blade here. Trying to look at this, I think best hit for this is going to be right here. Crack-a-lack-a-ding-dong. We're going to do the same thing here. Just to try to keep things symmetrical. Nice. First hit wasn't the best. Second hit was great, though. And we'll go ahead and do one of these. Clear across. We'll do the same thing from here. It's almost like you can see as you work one side to the other. It's like, oh, you do this, and then, oh man, all right. Let's manipulate the other side so we can do the same thing. there's a little hiccup right there, but we gotta get behind it and go this way. Perfect. Flake, 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 flake. Got this little guy to come off. There you go. Basically just a delta. Base isn't thin, but it's not like gigantor thick. Okay. Let's go ahead and thin that base a little bit before this thing gets so thin you don't want to do nothing to the base. Just threw a couple flakes there. Alright, that's a good looking biface right now. We almost got that little thing off of there. I'd say we're really symmetrical. We got plenty of opportunities. We just be moving this edge to this side. We're going to start another set of successive flakes. Looking at the time, I don't want to take too much time today, but already made that citrus earlier today. Got some stuff to do, but this rock was calling me. This thing sure looks like it's come this way. Aha, blasted that little cortex flake off there. That was nice. Get that off. Just kind of coming up with a little, we're good to here. There's a little weird spot there that's got me concerned a little bit, but we're good, we're good. Weirdest thing here. right. Let's turn this sausage into something cool. I'm thinking we start on this side, so that's kind of our highest point. Not so bad to start the show. I think right here we can go the next one. That was nice. Now we need to go from this side. I'm gonna start up here. Give that one another. Alright, we got across there. Now I'm gonna go back here. A little deep there. Did not mean to do that, but it happened. That's where we're at. Left with our thick spot right there. There we go. Those first ones were not great sounds. Let's get that delta there. Thin enough I can see the change in color behind that cortex. So we don't have much more we can do on that side. I'm gonna hit that platform right across there. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and do one right there. Getting there now. We got to come off here, even that up. We can all see it. So let's do, let's do this first. That carried nice. Met right up there. Beside it, we're going to try to carry this off, but we got to go straight into it. So this isn't going to be the easiest thing. We're going to hit right here. Did it right into it. Delta, delta. This delta ought to carry all that stuff off. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? If you don't like that ting, ting, ting sound, you would hate to be my neighbor. I'm gonna knock this little delta off there. Okay, we are getting there. Almost got that ugly little piece off. I think we could probably do it right now. I'm gonna switch to this next little size bopper just since I'm messing with the tip here. I'll go one back, one forward. Well, I did something. There we go. Bye-bye. Let's hit this one next. Got that off. I think we can hit that piece next right here. Hopefully come all the way across there. Did it. Boy, this is coming out good. Wouldn't even mind leaving that in there. If we're really thin everywhere else. All right. You know you guys are liking that big old blade. How could you not? Thing's looking sweet. Didn't exactly take that long either. You know, right flakes in the right spots shock you how quick you can thin something. But you got to plan it out. Look for the high spots. Come in with a game plan. And you're going to have to adjust. That's snapping. We're not dealing with neighbor. We're not dealing with perfect crystalline structures that are going to rupture the exact same every time, and we're not AI robots that are going to throw the same swing every time. I'm going to thin that piece out right there. Whoops. There we go. Gonna thin out this piece here. That was nice, just peeled off of there like a potato chip. got one more right here. And man, we're cutting it close because we've got that there. But I see the meat. We're going to hope that this holds on and travels. I wouldn't hit it if I didn't think it was gonna. Look at that, right off of there. Met right up where we wanted. Oh God, that's a killer blade right now. We gotta keep going though. Alright, we need to thin the base up a little more. Okay. Edge is really far down. I'm gonna grind it back up. When it looks appropriate, I kind of grind sideways. I'm going to take the first one off this back here. Didn't even really go as thin as I wanted. This next one's going to go in. Okay, that was nice. And that's our next one right there. Just got to make sure it's really where we want it. Okay, we got it. One more right here. Looks like just got to rough it up. There we go. Knock these deltas off. Okay, let's work this a little bit. I feel like this side of the tip could use a little thinning just to even it up. Nice. Not too much, but let's start at the tip. Nice, okay. Alright, we're getting there. The blade's looking great. Tapering the end in a little bit. Go. Got to do one here. We know this is around our weird spot, but that's just is what it is. Now we will try to do this. Either way, this is looking really good right now. This is probably my easiest way in. Hit that one. Alright, and then we gotta get this one. There we go. Sweet. Let's look at this. This can't move anymore. We're right there. So this can, though. This side can come in, get a little more refined. Just thinking like maybe do this first. Starting to. I'm gonna wrap this up. Let me get this a little bit more symmetrical before I do. There we go. All right, we getting there. She's long, she's fairly thin. That's the big, and that's thin enough right there, that's fine. I just need to keep coming in from this other side. Kind of brought stuff down. Now I can take some flakes off of the back of here now. Let's see. All right, we're gonna leave it here for right now. I'm gonna go in, get some din. We'll continue this big bad boy probably tomorrow. Still have a little bit of time. So thanks for joining me. Hope you guys learned something. I'll be back soon. All right, everybody, back in action. A little breezy out. It was a little cool, but the sun, hello. The sun just started to poke through. I'm back with this blade from last night when it was getting a little dark. And let's see here. I'm guessing I put my glove in here. Yep. go ahead and get set up and let's try to finish this thing. We've got a couple other nice spalls down here. This thing looks whole head of coral, but man, does it look promising. Blue, orange, glassy, a lot of problems to work through. It's my favorite kind. You got this other big spall here. I see what looks like a superficial crack there, but I don't know. We won't know until we start bopping into it. Let's see here now. From memory, I didn't get all my boppers out, but from memory, I was using a smaller one, not these two big ones. This little guy, which I'll probably finish this piece off with. So, got that. And I was looking at this last night. And again, because we have this little pocket that's almost coming through, I mean, you can see the bullseye rings coming through this other side. There's cortex a millimeter under that. Because of that, this is done. This area is done. What I need to do is to make that symmetrical, I had two ways. Of course, my brain, I always get one that's more of a curve, one that goes straight up and curves at the end. So I still want to take a hit off of here to, want to thin the base and thin that one midsection right there. Just one or two good flakes off of there ought to come right across. And in doing so we'll chip this a little flatter and we'll go ahead and bring this end in. That'll be the tip, like right around here. So it'll probably look something like that. It's a lot more symmetrical. We'll lose a little bit of length, but not much. And that's okay. I decided last night that's okay. A long drawn out conversation, but I won. What do you know? So, okay. It was a little more aggressive than I thought. Got to take a couple hits. I need to take this ridge off the back. I need to thin the back a little bit. I need to shape that front a little bit, and then I need to take that fat spat off. So that's kind of the goals right here. Now, the back, of course, could be a little dicey working around, so just be careful. Let's thin that first, and then we don't have to worry about it at the end after we've thinned the middle. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit that little nipple off this way. Wake up, Ryan. There we go. Took that in pretty good. We got turkeys coming out to say hi. Good morning, turkeys. I've also got goats out right now. Forgot about that. So we may get a special appearance from the goat crew. They love messing with me, and I have something going on. All right, that wasn't so bad. Okay, gonna bring that edge this way a little. Take some more off of here. Again, trying to go left and right so I don't end up sending big percussions down the center. I am going to have to take one right there just to get this ridge, but we'll isolate it a little more before we do that. So another one right here. Okay, shot up into there. Now that's much more isolated. And it's weak. We didn't beef that up by grinding it a lot. Okay, that looks good. Now we're going to hit that off. I want to do just this lightest little grind there. So we want it to release. That's still good. That's still good. Right here's where we're going. Sure, probably hit it this way. really deep on that. That just kind of collapsed. Not exactly what I was going for, but that's okay. That's what I wanted to do. That's okay, because we got to work this side off anyway, so that just kind of exacerbated that a little quicker. Not sure if I'm going to do like a big Lost Lake type with this, but I know I want to get the base thin. Take out that middle section. See, we got this big hump here. I'm going to take that out right now. Just kind of even this side up a little bit. All right. Now, don't give it too much. We don't want it hanging on for dear life. Okay, gonna get this off. You can hit it from this side or this side, but we're gonna go sideways. That's what we're trying to do, so. Up into there. Nice. Now we just kind of, this almost looks like just a little delta hanging out there. Wasn't much to do. Not too shabby. Bring this side up just a little more. A lot of things we could do with this, but for now, we'll leave that there. So let's work on the tip, which is very thin, but it's gonna have to come in this way, like I just mentioned. Start at the very end. I got my pinky right under it for support. And the rock was already going kind of to the other side. So I'm bringing the edge up here, and we'll probably take a couple of flakes just to get that thin again. One here. All right, we're getting more symmetrical already. Man, it turned out to be a good day. It looked so gloomy earlier. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. There we go. All right. Start at the tip. Nice. All right. Much more symmetrical on that end. Maintain thinness, that's good. I see one spot there I want to smack off. There we go. And I'm sure I'll see more of those along the way. Could do a big Levi with this. We could do a lot. Okay. Now this is that fat spot we wanna work on. I'm gonna start from down here near the base. We're gonna come up with some successive flakes. So I'm gonna bring that edge, instead of sitting in the middle, bringing it this way just a little bit. And there's a couple key spots right here and right here. Those are the real spots I need to get there right now. But we don't want to throw everything out of whack as far as symmetry and where the middle of the flakes are, or the middle of the edges. So well, it's a little step in the side there. Really not what I was going for. Setting up a platform doesn't look that strong. We're going to see what we can do here. All right. So first place I'm going to go is in the back. We just want to set up a ridge to keep going up this way. And we'd rather start at the back of the piece than at the front of the piece for sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and start right here. That sounded pretty dang good, right? I actually hit a little low. I'm not sure if that little bit of schmutz in there is going to hurt, but that was nice. That thinned really good. Alright, and now I think the appropriate spot to hit is going to be right in the middle of this, right here. So we're going to try to go ahead and run this across. But, you know, I want to do this one first, so that isolates that platform for us. It kind of did what I wanted. It didn't really run the right direction, but let's do this now. That was nice. We went right out across. That's exactly what we were going for. That was the end goal. And now let's take that delta and that delta off. Do the back first. Kind of stalled right here. That's fine. A fat delta with an ugly platform. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta get it in the right spot. That one came off in the right spot. This side looks way better. There's a little nipple right here. Just want to take off. All right. All right. Doesn't that look much more even? It does to me. Definitely thinner. I would love to take another couple strikes from this side, but I just don't think that's a possibility. Maybe? But that's going to be the holdup. Beautiful shape on that. All right. Just doing a little final inspection here. Think what we're going to do with this blade. We can make this into a Hamilton. We can make this into a Levi. Of course, you could do a Newnan. You could do a lot of these big blades. Got a neighbor coming by on the tractor. So I need to figure out which one of those I want to do first. I'm sure that's going to dictate a bit. All right, man, that baby, good shape though. Gonna start working into it, and I'm not sure. I'm going to it's a hard one, guys. Could be so many things. Tell you what, I'm just going to start working into it. We'll see. Have an idea what it's going to be, but we'll see if that happens. All right. Now, I'm going to use an indirect percussion stick, which I haven't used much recently. And I'm going to come in here and do a couple thinning flakes as I'm working into this. Just a couple spots at the base if we're going to do this. Really rather just have it be thinner. That one worked out nice. We got right up in there. I think this thing could make a really cool look at that. Let's just do this. little more. Same with this side. Didn't think I needed the indirect for that one. That was nice. Thinned it out a little there. One more right here. Just want to make sure I get this right. Sounded good. Wasn't great. It was good though. All right, and then the same thing on this side. Just make sure we're looking at this right. All right, thinned it out just enough. All right, we are set up to go ahead and work into this. And again, sorry I delayed on that a little bit, but it's thinner and I'm much more comfortable starting in on it now. This is a big blade. You don't want a big old honky stem on it. All right, working into this base. looks like a big Pasco blade right now, working in there. But I think I'm going to make this a big Marion blade. That's what I think. That or a Hamilton. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to keep working up into here. Stem just looked better on this piece, 100%. But there's still so much more room I can go with it. We're going to just keep working. Now I'm going to beef this up a little bit in the corner so that I can shoot a big flake up here. Line it up on this pad. All right, we still want to keep thinning while we're working into this so we don't end up getting up there with a big old thick wall. Clear up into here. Came right off actually. Nice and thin. Let's do the same thing for this side. Just make sure it's sitting where I want. Shoot a flake up here because I can just see where it needs it, kind of near the ear. This is a weird flake shot, but just trust me, it needs it. There we go. First one broke a little premature. All right. Start near the ear so we don't pop the ear off. Then let's sand this little corner up in there. I'm gonna shoot a pretty good flake off of this one. Alright, I know I've got some aggressive sloping ears right now, but they're not going to stay in like that. I'm just working into the piece. Alright, I'm liking that so far. Alright, I'm going to keep going in. This is probably the safest spot. Let me just buff this up a little bit. Okay, let's see. Alright, getting there. I'm going to keep working in on this. Maybe I make a Hardin out of it or something. It's coming out all right so far. Not a lot of tucking. Sorry about that, I'm just concentrating. But hopefully you guys are learning a little bit about how I'm working into this, just visually. Oh, that baby's looking good. Kind of like this. Don't really need to make it into a big Newnan spear, but that baby's looking good. And we could certainly refine it down. Let's just keep going. This ear's a little wonky still. Let's see. Maybe get this down just a little bit here. Straightening everything up. Don't think we have too much longer. All right, we're looking a lot better. I'm gonna take another quick little break. I need a picture reference here. And I don't think this is what I want to leave this as, but I don't remember how far I need to go up and all that. So give me a minute. I'll be back. I'll restart this bad boy and we'll finish this thing up. All right, you guys, I'm back, and I have decided this is going to be a big Hardin blade. Kind of had that in my head earlier, but I need to bring a little visual out here for me so that I can just stop trying to go off of memory. But I think I have plenty of room to do this. So that's what I'm going to try. Stick with my big notcher for just a minute until I get in here just a little more. Then I'm going to have to move to my finer notcher. Let's see here. Just bear with me while I kind of get my bearings on this. Working our way in here. I am going to abrade this just a little bit, getting in there kind of deep, and I want it to flake when I push. We don't want to stall notches at this point, nothing like that. Alright, and if you want to keep going, which we need to go a little deeper, you got to push some flakes. So let's do this first. Cool. Did exactly what we were trying to do there. Here we go. Okay, she's taking shape. Nice, nice. We're certainly a little bit off on these notches. That's fine. I'm going to straighten them up. But this is something that has to go up in here a little more, so we're going to test flake there. Well, I messed that up, guys. I just took that ear off of that. I got kind of hung up when I pressure flaked. It did not go down like I was. It didn't pop off, we'll just say. And yeah, it came up short on that. We knocked that ear off, so I'm gonna knock this one off too. Looking this over, we want to even everything up. Alright, well this has gotten a little ugly, guys, but we're gonna recover from it. It's okay. I think I'm going to switch this up. Of course, we're not doing what we set out for. We're not doing the Hardin. running that set of flakes helped open this up a little bit. I could do it. I'm just saying I don't really want it to. There we go. Alright, we salvaged it with a nice little base, but these wings come way down. I'm going to move them up a little bit. Goats are trying my patience. I got one of them up there chewing on a gasoline jug. Like, all right, dummy. Bring this up a little more. At this point, wanted to be a Newnan so bad. It said, Hardin, Hardin, no. Hardy, har, har. Not happening on my watch. We got a nice little sharp barb on there now. This one's got to just come up a little bit. All right, looking pretty good. Let's see here. I still got a couple things I want to straighten up on her. All right. Of course, I say all right. One more minute. All right, there we go. Got a big Newnan blade. All right, so do some final retouch on this. We got a goat looking in, trying to see what the deal is. Hey there, Duchess. All right, I like that stem. You got a big Newnan blade here. Good save from a Hardin ear. Maybe a little thicker than I like, but again, got this little patch here, got real thin. That side came out pretty darn good. If I were to take another pass, I could just go ahead and percussion down more, but we just got nothing left there. So, hope you guys liked that nap. Got a couple other gemmy pieces down here. I think I showed them at the beginning. We'll do a smaller point on the next video out of this guy. Hopefully it holds together. See if we can't do something really cool. Maybe a little Hillsboro, or not a Hillsboro, I mean a little Hernando, or maybe maybe a Hardin, maybe a little Simpson, but it's heat treated, but it's okay. So again, we'll do something else cool. Hope you guys like that. Oh, let me disconnect the video for just a minute.